I never felt comfortable in that relationship. Not even once. I was always walking on eggshells around her. Always doing things for her, on her schedule, on her terms. I met Yun So at a friend's birthday party. We ended up sitting next to each other by chance. My first impression of her? She seemed bright and outgoing. The kind of person who says exactly what she wants. And laughs out loud without a second thought. We exchanged numbers that night, hung out a couple more times. And before long, we were officially together. That first month was genuinely great. But looking back, the signs were there from the very start. Whenever Yun So wanted something, she always asked the same way. She'd widen her eyes, tilt her head, and say in this soft voice,
"Babe, can you do this for me? Please."
At first, I thought it was cute. It made me want to take care of her. Carrying her bag or taking photos for her, in the beginning. I didn't think much of it. That's just what you do for someone you care about, right? Seeing her light up every time I did something for her made it feel worth it. But the more it happened, the more something started to feel off. Every single time we went out, her bags ended up in my hands. The moment we met up, she'd casually hand everything over. Her purse, shopping bags, her water bottle, one by one.
"Just hold this one, babe."
Before I knew it, me carrying everything had just become the default. Then there were the photos. Every time we went to a cafe, before the food even arrived, her phone would appear in my face.
"Take a picture of me."
I'd take a few and show her. Then it was,
"Take it again. Different angle. Now try it horizontal."
by the time we were done, the food was already cold. And then there was the car door thing. She always waited for me to walk around and open her door before she'd get out. One day I forgot, and I heard it from behind me.
"Babe,
Yeah?
the door."
2 words. I turned around and opened it. At the time, I told myself, this is just what you do for your girlfriend. Yun So hated walking, so I was constantly borrowing my parents' car for our dates. That had quietly become the norm. Then one day, my parents needed the car themselves. I texted Yun So, "Hey, I won't have the car today. Can we just meet at the place?" A pause. Then,
"Never mind. I'll just stay home."
I was stunned. She was canceling our date because of a car. I spent a while convincing her, and she eventually came out. But she was in a bad mood the entire day. A few days later she said,
"You should just buy your own car. It's awkward borrowing your parents all the time. What if this happens again? You know I hate walking."
I remember thinking, the one who needs the car is you. Not me. About 3 months in, she sent me a link out of nowhere. A designer wallet. Pink.
"It literally looks made for me. Wallets aren't that expensive. You can get it for me, right?"
Her definition of, not that expensive, and mine were very different. I wanted to say it was too much. But somehow that felt like it would make me look cheap. So I bought it. She posted it on Instagram the same day.
"My boyfriend got me this."
A short thank you text came that evening. That was it. And that was just the beginning. Every birthday, every anniversary, it was always a luxury brand. She'd send links, or stop in front of boutique windows. Just long enough for me to get the message. If I hesitated, the rest of the day would go cold. I did buy her things I could actually afford. But every time I checked my bank balance afterward, I'd think, is this really okay? One night I met her friends for the first time. At some point Yun So laughed. And said,
"My boyfriend does pretty much whatever I ask."
her friends smiled.
Lucky you. You found a good one this time.
Everyone laughed, including me. But something felt strange. I couldn't tell if I'd just been complimented or appraised. The moment that really got to me happened at a Korean barbecue place. There was a couple at the next table. And the woman was grilling the meat herself. Yun So glanced over and let out a small, dismissive laugh.
"Why is she doing the grilling? She has a boyfriend right there."
Then she added,
"I would never do that. If you have a boyfriend, he handles it. That's just how it is."
She looked at the woman again and said, almost to herself,
"A woman's value is something she creates. Why would you sell yourself short like that?"
I didn't say a word. I just kept turning the meat and smiled. To this day I'm not sure if I laughed because it was absurd. Or because I didn't know how to respond. The lateness was a constant.
"I'll be right out."
Meant at least 30 minutes, every time. When I brought it up, she'd say,
"You're just sitting in the car. What's the big deal?"
She never once seemed sorry. But one evening I was 15 minutes late. Work ran over, I texted her ahead of time, and apologized the moment I arrived. Her face was stone cold.
"Why are you late?"
Work ran long. I told you.
Being on time is the bare minimum, isn't it?
The bare minimum. From someone who had never once been on time herself. I just said, sorry, and moved on. The texting was the same. A few minutes without a reply and I get.
Why are you taking so long?
I developed a habit of checking my phone. Even during meetings, just to stay ahead of it. Then came the night that made everything click. I was out with old friends. We hadn't gotten together in nearly 2 months. Around 10 p.m., my phone rang. Yun-so.
What are you doing?
Having drinks with the guys. Like I mentioned earlier, I just got out of my thing and it's cold out here. Come pick me up. I stood up, apologized to my friends, and left. She was waiting outside a cafe. The moment she saw me, she smiled and said,
You got here fast.
Then she started talking about her friend, who had just come back from an overseas trip with her boyfriend. And apparently her boyfriend gave her a monthly allowance. An allowance? He just gives her money every month?
Yeah, he must be loaded.
Then she smiled. I wouldn't want that though, honestly. She looked at me.
My boyfriend comes running the second I call.
And that was the moment. Butler. The word just dropped into my head, clear as anything. Not boyfriend. Butler. Someone who comes when called, carries what he's told to carry. And waits when he's told to wait. After that night, every time I did something for her, I'd catch myself thinking, is this really okay? The final straw came a few weeks later. There was this upscale restaurant Yun-so had been talking about forever. Nearly impossible to get a reservation. I got lucky and booked a 6 p.m. table. I drove to pick her up at 5, like always.
Just a second, babe. I'm almost ready.
30 minutes passed. I texted her, we really need to get going.
Almost done.
She came out just before 6. The restaurant had already called to say they might give our table away. We made it, barely. On the way in I said, why did it take so long? They literally called us. She shrugged.
I was getting ready. Why are you making it a big deal?
I had to talk them into keeping our table.
You're being too sensitive. We still got in, didn't we?
Then after a pause,
Besides, I put a lot of effort into looking good tonight. Why are you acting like this?
something inside me just snapped. The table was fine, so it didn't matter. She looked good, so being an hour late was justified. I didn't say another word. The restaurant was beautiful. The food was probably great. I couldn't taste any of it. On the drive home, I kept turning it over in my head. What am I in this relationship? I wait. I carry things. I pick her up. I take her photos. I buy her gifts. I manage my own reactions so she doesn't get upset. That was the whole thing. The next day I sat her down. I'm exhausted. I feel like I'm always the one adjusting. And there's no consideration coming back my way. She looked at me like I was speaking a different language.
What are you talking about? When did I ever?
The lateness. The texting. Calling me away from my friends. The gifts. That's a problem? That's just what a boyfriend does. There was nothing left to say. I think we should break up. Her expression hardened.
Fine. I couldn't keep doing this either.
And right before she walked away.
You didn't even treat me that well to begin with. Don't act like you did me some huge favor. That's pathetic.
I felt the unfairness settle in my chest, heavy and wordless. She turned and left. I went home. 4 days later, past midnight, my phone rang. It was her, crying.
Why are you actually going through with this? Why?
She sounded like she'd been drinking. The calls kept coming. Texts every day.
I miss you. I'm sorry. I was wrong.
The person who had been so proud, so sure of herself. It didn't even feel like the same woman. Here's the thing. I don't hate Yun-so. I loved her laugh. There were genuinely good moments. But I ran out of road in that relationship. I gave what I had, and then some. That's why I have no lingering feelings. I know I did enough. But it's been 3 months, and she still reaches out. She calls crying. She's shown up at my place. She said things like,
I don't know what I'll do without you.
and no matter how resolved you feel, that still gets to you. She says she's been drinking every night because of me. I know I'm not responsible for her choices. But hearing that still weighs on me. It makes me wonder if I'm being too cold. Whether I owe her something. And because of all of it, starting something new feels impossible right now. I keep telling myself that with enough time, this will just fade on its own. Is that how it works? Does it eventually just settle? What are you even supposed to do when you're stuck in a situation like this?